What's going on, guys? I'm the Wrestling King coming at you with the AEW 2019 Pay-Per-View Collection. Now, obviously, different from WWE, there are not as many pay-per-views nearly for AEW. They kind of do theirs quarterly. They have 4 pay-per-views a year. At least they have been now. I guess besides, they just did Forbidden Door, so that was kind of a thing with New Japan. But otherwise, they have 4 main pay-per-views for their own brand. Double or Nothing, All Out, Full Gear, and Revolution, which is at the beginning of the year. But in 2019, we started out with Double or Nothing. And, this is a pretty fun show to go back and look at. Some matches are better than others. Match of the night, Cody and Dustin Rhodes. Fantastic match. The main event was okay. It didn't really do it for me. I thought it was a little bit dull, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, but we'll get more into the matches in a bit. As you can see on the cover, you kind of have your poker chips in the background. The Double or Nothing lit up, the logo, pretty cool. You got the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers, and then you have your spinning table with cards, and the date, Saturday, May 25th, 2019. And this was the first round of AEW DVD releases and their first ever pay-per-view. So, yeah, it's a 2-disc. And, yeah, like I said, it's a nice show to go back and look at. You look at this show and you see how much the AEW has evolved since then. The talent they've picked up. On the back, they have more of the, poker chips and just Vegas type of feel. It's very cool. Very casino-like. So, it's very nice. You even got Bret Hart there holding up the AEW World title. Cody and Dustin there. And Jon Moxley, who debuted in AEW at this show. So, I'll start off on disc 2, just because this is like the extras or the pre-show. So, you do have the buy-in, Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara, and then the Casino Battle Royal. Adam Page post-match interview, SCU post-match interview, the Double or Nothing after show, Jon Moxley Paradigm Shift interview, and Mox meets the Bad Boy. And then on disc 1, you have the full show. You have SoCal Uncensored, SCU versus Strong Hearts, and then 4-way match, Kylie Ray, or Smiley Kylie, Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, and Awesome Kong. Best Friends versus Angelico and Jack Evans. And then a 6-woman tag match, Hikaru Shida, Ryo Mizunami versus Aja Kong, Yuko Sakazaki, and Emi Sakura. And then you have the American Nightmare Cody with Brandy Rhodes versus the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Fantastic match. The AAA World Tag Team title match, Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega in your main event. So, obviously, Chris Jericho would win and then go on to face Hangman Adam Page at the next pay-per-view to crown the inaugural AEW World Champion at All Out. So, All Out, I like kind of what they did here for the cover. You have the title bright and in gold, and then everything else is in black and white. So it just shows that, the title, that's what this show's about, crowning the first ever AEW World Champion. This took place Saturday, August 31st, 2019. This is also a 2-disc. You got Jericho and Hangman on the spine there, and then the world title down below. So yeah, I haven't seen too much from this show. This is just one I haven't, been intrigued to look at all the way through. But you do have SCU versus Jurassic Express, Pac and Kenny Omega, Cracker Barrel Clash, Darby Allin versus Jimmy Havoc versus Joey Janela, and then the Dark Order versus Best Friends, Hikaru Shida versus Riho, the American Nightmare Cody versus Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard, and then the AAA World Tag Team Championship title ladder match, the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks. And to crown the first ever AEW World Champion, Hangman Adam Page versus Chris Jericho. So obviously Chris Jericho would win, and when AEW went televised, he was their champion and brought in the Inner Circle. And I thought Chris Jericho was doing really well at the beginning of AEW. I haven't liked too much of his stuff recently, not all of it, but I think during this time he was doing really well and brought in a lot of eyes for AEW. And on disc 2 you have the buy-in, the Women's Casino Battle Royal, and then Private Party versus Angelico and Evans, and then the All Out After Show. And there are your discs. You have Page and Jericho with the title on both. Very cool. You have some artwork in the back there of the superstars, and then the arena back there. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, I do like the artwork they put into these AEW DVDs. They've been really good. So then we're going to go on to the last pay-per-view of 2019. We have Full Gear. And I thought this was a pretty good show. Definitely my favorite match. Again, Cody and Jericho. I thought they put on a really great match. And then you have Moxley and Omega down there. And the Full Gear. The gear's spinning. So that's cool. This took place November 9th, 2019. And this is a little different from the other two because this is just a one-disc set. So it's a little bit of a slimmer case and DVD. Pretty cool artwork on the back. You got the Bucks and Proud and Powerful. You have some more gears spinning. Very cool. You got Pac and Hangman Page. And then, of course, we have our match listing. So I do love that, too. I don't have to, look up a separate website that has a match listing. I can just read off the DVD. So you got the Young Bucks versus Santana and Ortiz. Hangman and Page versus Pac. Shawn Spears versus Joey Janela. SCU versus the Lucha Brothers for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Oh, and Private Party, I almost forgot. So it was a 3-way match. Then AEW Women's Championship, Riho versus Emi Sakura. AEW World Championship, Jericho versus Cody. Like I said, great match. And then you had your Lights Out match, Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley in the main event. So then you just have some extra artwork over here, and it's about the same behind the disc. But yeah, so that does it. I mean, that's the 2019 AEW DVD pay-per-view collection. And they have not released any other DVDs besides pay-per-views except for in one of their AEW crates. I think it was the Best of Dark Volume 1. But yeah, you had to get the crate to get that. So there it is. There's a 2019 pay-per-view collection for AEW. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next one.